What's up, money lovers? Or if you look at my recent videos, I should be saying, what's up, Tesla lovers? More and more becoming a Tesla-focused channel, but I just see a tremendous opportunity here. Today, we've got a lot of exciting news to run through. I'm going to get to these stories right now and how they're going to be tremendously positive for Tesla while hurting the legacy automotive and ICE vehicle competitors. But first, really quick, I just wanted to touch on Tesla's stock split announcement and how I think this has been such an underrated move by management. It just shows how smart they are, how well they managed all this. We go back to October timeframe when Tesla was running to all-time highs of 1250, 1280, and they had the announcement from that huge Hertz deal. If management wanted to be a little bit more greedy, short-term focused, and really maximize that hype, if they had announced the stock split in October, Tesla could have very well run to $2,000 a share, and a lot of people had, predicted there was a conspiracy that there was going to be a Tesla stock split on December 9th. It didn't end up happening, and if we look at recent events, it's a very good thing it did not end up happening because tech growth stocks all got killed with everything going on in the world. Obviously, we've got the war in Ukraine, we've got tremendous inflation that just is not cooling off. We've got supply chain issues, and we have interest rates rising, which is always going to hurt, growth companies because their future cash flows become less appealing. When people can get higher rates, going to bonds or savings accounts, they're not going to take on more risk. It makes sense. But anyway, my point is, had Tesla done the stock split back in October or made the announcement, let's say Tesla ran, it probably would have went to $2,000 a share. I wouldn't have been surprised when you accompany that with all the other hype. They were on top of the world. And what would have happened in the subsequent few months here in the beginning of 2022, Tesla would have gotten absolutely destroyed. It already lost something like 30-40% if you went from the highs. So if they had pumped the stock price even higher with the announcement of the stock split, it would have been very painful, not only for investors, it would have hurt the company. It may have taken much longer for the stock to recover. Instead, they waited for a better, more opportune time. I think it was a really good decision. And I had touched on this a little bit in the last video, but it just goes to show, the book Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, highly recommend. Great read, although it's more suited for value investors who probably wouldn't touch Tesla stock. There is a great point made in the book saying that it is not only the CEO and management's responsibility to ensure a good rate of return for shareholders, it's also their responsibility to ensure that the stock price does not get too overinflated, because during these downturns or recessions or stock market crashes, it would really, really hurt not only investors, but the company too. And I think that this is a great example of waiting for the right moment to announce the stock split, and why it just shows another reason why Tesla's management is just so competent in their own league, the best management team possibly on the planet. And as you can see, Google, Amazon, these other companies seem to concur as they've all made similar moves around a similar time frame. Hopefully, by the time these stock splits happen, we are kind of moving, we see the light at the end of the tunnel and hopefully can put a lot of these problems behind us. But anyway, let's get to the very important Tesla news we have brewing here today. So Washington State just came out and said that they are set to ban the sale of gas cars beginning in 2030. Transportation is our state's largest source of greenhouse gas emissions. There's no way to talk about climate change without talking about transportation. I mean, this is huge. This is the first state we've seen adopt such an extreme measure, but it will not be the last. I'm sure we're going to see many, many states follow with similar guidelines on a similar time frame here. But it really just goes to show you, I mean, obviously, who is this going to help? Tesla. Who is this going to hurt? The legacy automotives, who will have to transition even faster. And people don't realize how dependent they are on those legacy ICE businesses for the majority of the revenue that they earn. They are really pressed for time here. Ford and GM do not plan to be fully electric by 2030, I can tell you that. They'll be lucky if they're 50% electric by 2030. So the pressure is really on them. So the state passed a legislation to only allow the sale of electric cars beginning in 2030. This is truly incredible. It's not going to be the last state we see do it, and I'm sure many, many will start to follow suit. Now, in other news, another small nail in the coffin for legacy automotives, another small win for Tesla. US to unveil revised, stricter fuel economy regulations on Friday. You already know who this is going to hurt and who it's going to benefit. President Joe Biden's administration on Friday plans to unveil tougher fuel economy standards for vehicles that would reverse his predecessor Donald Trump's rollback of US regulations aimed at improving gas mileage and cutting tailpipe pollution, officials said. We're going to be getting a major announcement, according to NHTSA, on fuel economy standards this Friday. This follows after NHTSA back in August proposed hiking the corporate average fuel economy requirements by 8% annually for the 2024 through 2026 model years. US law requires 18 months lead time, so the final NHTSA rules must be signed by March 31st to take effect in the 2024 model year that begins September 2023. So while it won't go into effect immediately, I mean, 2023 is right around the corner. Obviously, this is going to change a lot of things, from a production standpoint. Companies are probably well into working on their 2023 models, and it will be interesting to see if they're going to have to pivot now and make some changes. Either way, legacy companies will be paying even more in carbon tax credits, and who will be receiving those credits? Tesla. EPA in December finalized its stricter vehicle emissions requirements that are parallel to the NHTSA rules, and the EPA said the rules will result in 3.1 billion tons of avoided CO2 emissions through 2050. NHTSA on Sunday confirmed that it had reinstated a sharp increase in penalties for automakers whose vehicles do not meet fuel efficiency requirements for model years 2019 and beyond. The decision was a victory for Tesla that could cost other automakers like Chrysler parent Stellantis hundreds of millions of dollars or more. Not what the legacy companies needed to wake up to today, but they're just going to lose even more money, and who is it going to benefit? Tesla. Tesla's going to become the biggest company in the world by market cap. I truly believe that. And in other news, I recently posted a video a few weeks ago. You can see at the top here. I'll link in the description below. Talking about the Tesla Model Y debut in Great Britain. Now, the Tesla Model Y was only available in Britain for the final 4th week of the month of February, and it still managed to be the 4th best-selling car for the month there, despite missing out on 75% of the sale time of the month. I predicted in the video that Tesla Model Y will be the best-selling car in Great Britain in the month of March. So we should be getting the March numbers in a few days. Check out that video. I'll link to it in the description below. Alrighty guys, we've got lots of exciting content coming. We've got BlackBerry reporting earnings on Thursday, I believe, and I'm going to be speaking with Antonio. He'll be back on the channel to discuss that earnings report. Definitely check out the podcast with Antonio. You can check that on the channel. Very excited to talk to him again. Antonio is brilliant. And we got a lot of exciting content coming on the channel here. So don't forget to like and subscribe for all your Tesla news and company deep dives and more. This is Vinny from the Investment Club, and I'll see you next time.